Shit, I almost forgot to hit the fucking go live button. I was about to just start talking. Whoops. Alrighty. Well, um, what it is. Today I just kind of wanted to go through um this debate real quick. I'm probably not going to do the whole debate. Probably going to do part of it, and there's something else I wanted to talk about. You also have to excuse me because I'll probably be eating some. Probably won't notice, but still. Um, yeah, there's actually a concept that I've been thinking about lately, independence, and how I actually don't know. I don't think that independence is actually good. I don't think it's actually good. I don't think it could ever actually be justified to ever be good. So that's something I've been thinking about for a few days now. But anyways, so yeah, we're gonna go through this. Let me see if this even was working. I think my stream went down for a second. I don't. We're gonna go through this. Okay, so everyone can still hear me, but can hear me. But we're gonna go through this, and then I'm gonna talk about how I don't think independence is actually good in either definition or either. Uh, yeah, in either real uses of the word. I actually think independence is gay. I actually think individualism is kind of gay too, but that's a different topic for another day. But yeah, we're gonna go through this. Um, just before we get started, did I even fix this? Yeah, I did. Yeah. So before I start this, I do think that what happened with this debate was First Amender. Like this is the thing, right? People kind of underestimate First Amender because they think because his points are so shit that he actually can't debate. This is the problem. This is the thing with debating, right? You could be really terrible at making points, but be really good at debating and making the other person look like they don't know what they're talking about, or do or conduct yourself in a way that frustrates the other person where they can't maintain a point and be able to describe their position very well. That's kind of what I think happened in this debate. I think Kulvik has the better argument, but First Amender just pissed him off, and he couldn't actually get out his position very effectively. So in this type of debate, this turned into a rhetoric debate, and I do think ultimately what happened here was First Amender won out on the rhetoric part. On the substance part, probably not. We're going to go through it a little bit.
Alrighty. Well, first off, thank you, Speakeasy, for hosting this debate and for having me here today. Also, thank you very much, First Amender, for being my opponent tonight. It's not the first time I've tangled the First Amender. Probably won't be the last either, but this should be a lot of fun. I'm excited. So, the United States has a rock solid federal criminal case against Nicolas Maduro, one that started way back in 2011 under the United States versus Carvajal Barrios and finally got unsealed on March 26, 2020 by the DOJ. This isn't some made up political hit job. It's a detailed indictment charging Maduro and his inner circle, senior Venezuelan officials, with narco terrorism, conspiracy to import massive quantities of cocaine into the United States, and even possession of machine guns and destructive devices. The core allegations: Maduro ran the so called Cartel of the Suns, a network of high ranking military and government thugs who teamed up with the Colombian FARC guerrillas to flood America with multi ton shipments of cocaine. They negotiated the loads, armed the narcos with military grade weapons, and coordinated through Honduras and other transit points, all to poison our streets, wreck public health, and line their own pockets while undermining U.S. security. This isn't speculation. It builds directly on real convictions like the 2016 Narcos Sobrinos case, where Maduro's own nephews in law got nailed for trying to smuggle 800 kilos of coke. The DOJ laid it out plain. Maduro's crew aimed to flood the United States with cocaine. That's not rhetoric. That's the government's position in federal courts. Fast forward.
And this is, kind of true. Maduro has been part of that. I forget what it was. The Sun. What up, K2? Um, yeah, I'm gonna play GTA later. But this is something that's true. Maduro definitely was connected to some sort of cartel. He was pressuring America through, more than likely, if I'm just speculating here, probably through Chinese influence, to send as many drugs as possible across the ocean into our borders to kill American citizens. I mean, I do think ultimately what Maduro was doing was becoming a state terrorist. He was a terrorist, you know. But yeah, a lot of these things have been like proven too. So I don't know exactly what he thinks is going to. I remember most of this. I don't remember the opening. I didn't get to see the opening part. But when I talk about Kulvik having the substance in this debate, this is what I mean. First Amender can't really do anything about this argument because these are proven to be true things that happen.
The bounty started at 15 million under Trump in March 2020, right after the indictment dropped. Then Biden's team bumped it up to 25 million in January 2025, tying it to Maduro's repression and that sham 2024 re-election. But when Trump came back in, they doubled down, literally announcing a 50 million bounty on August 7th, 2025, the biggest ever under their narcotics rewards program. Attorney General Pam Bondi made it clear this was after Treasury designated the Cartel of the Suns a special designated global terrorist group. They tied Maduro to Tren de Agua and even the Sinaloa cartel. The message was loud. This guy isn't just a dictator, he's a narco terrorist kingpin. And then on January 3rd, 2026, a superseding indictment drops, adding his wife Celia Flores and others right as U.S. Special Forces move in, capture Maduro and Flores in Caracas, fly him straight to New York, and lock him up at the Metropolitan Detention Center in Brooklyn. He's pleading not guilty, sure, but he's here in custody facing trial. The operation drew straight from the Manuel Noriega playbook, 1989 Panama. No congressional approval needed for
That
a
was
leader
me.
indicted on drug charges.
Got to do something.
Precedent exists and it's been used. So when my opponent tries to spin this as illegal aggression or whatever nonsense he's peddling, ask.
Yeah, I mean, if you have to think about it, any kind of justification, that's a pretty good justification for him being connected to the cartels and quite possibly shipping the drugs into our nation illegally. So it is one of those things. Because there's not much to debate about that. He definitely does have connections to it. You can't really argue around that, except for maybe, I don't know. I don't think that First Amendment even takes the position of debating that. I think he takes the position of arguing against taking oil. I think that's the only position he has. Steal a cop car later? I'll think about it. Maybe. I already stole a couple cop cars. I have one saved in my garage at my original house.
Him, why ignore the mountains of evidence from multiple administrations, Trump, Biden, and then Trump again? Why pretend the cartel of the Suns is fiction when the US government has tracked it for over a decade? Why act shocked that America finally acted on charges it's pursued since 2011 when the Obama administration was in charge? This wasn't vigilante justice, it was the United States enforcing its laws against a man who spent years allegedly turning his country into a narco state and targeting our people with poison. Trump was justified, past, present, and future, in how he handled the Venezuela situation. The facts speaks for themselves. The indictment, the escalating bounties, the capture, it's all on record. And that will be the end of my opening statement. I cede the rest of my time.
All right. Thank you for that.
And just some for like, if this was the debate that, if I think if Cool Vic was a little bit more experienced, he would have just kept pushing the same thing as what his opening was a part of. Throughout the whole debate, he just would have been pushing that. Eventually, First Amender just does not want to engage with this argument at all, and just wants to continuously push talking about the oil. That's the only thing he wants to talk about. You can concede that entire argument. In this one, the argument that Cool Vic is making is perfectly reasonable justification for taking Maduro.
Opening statement, and with that, we are going to hand over the mic to First Amender for your opening statement. First Amender, I'll unmute you there. I just had you muted because I heard you taking notes, so I
My
just didn't want
apologies.
it to. No, no worries, no worries. It happens. I just wanted to make sure it didn't interrupt Cool Vic. But whenever you are ready for your opening statement, I will start the timer up with your voice.
I have to share my PowerPoint. Just give me 1 second, okay?
Okay. Yep.
Hang tight, sorry.
No worries. And remember, chat, everyone's the debaters' links are in the description, so make sure you go give them both a sup. Okay, yes, I see it here.
Was Trump justified in how he handled the Venezuela situation? A debate with First Amender. You can find me on youtube.com/@First
Oh God, this is so fucking gay. Just give an argument.
Amender. What did Trump do? The U.S. deployed naval forces and military assets around Venezuela and the Southern Caribbean as part of what is described as a campaign to disrupt drug trafficking and illicit maritime networks. U.S. forces conducted airstrikes on maritime vessels described as involved in drug trafficking. These strikes reportedly resulted in dozens of deaths. The United States has seized multiple Venezuelan oil tankers and forced.
Yes, we are more than capable and legally able to do this because guess what, dude? We're the world hegemon. If we don't want you to do something, it just doesn't happen. And if it does, that's a weak leadership thing, weak leadership problem there. If we say that you're not allowed to ship oil out, stop shipping oil out. If you don't, we'll take it, and we might give it back if we feel like it.
Sanctions and interrupting oil exports. Trump ordered a blockade.
Which, by the way, he should be actually be supporting this too. Shit, I think my internet just cut out. Did it? Nah, it's back. All right, good. But honestly, I don't know if First Amender's opinion about like the Ukraine war and stuff like that, or Israel Palestine shit, or Iran. He should actually be, at least for the Russian part, he should be happy about us blockading and sanctioning oil tankers because, I mean, it hurts BRICS, which is an organization supported by China and Russia. So you should actually be happy about this because this hurts that. I don't understand why this is something that's bad. Is it because nations should be able to do what they want? Well, what if they're doing stuff that, goes against our interests and like we protect them ultimately?
Sanctioned oil tankers entering and leaving Venezuelan waters to choke off the regime's oil trade. In early January of 2026, the United States conducted a large-scale military operation in Venezuela's capital, Caracas, that resulted in the capture of President Nicolas Maduro and his wife. The capture marked a dramatic escalation from the pressure and sanctions to direct military intervention and regime removal. After Maduro's removal, Trump stated that the United States would, quote unquote, run Venezuela on an interim basis, including involvement in the oil sector and infrastructure. The United States also had made demands on Venezuelans' interim leadership regarding the cutting ties with certain foreign partners and prioritizing U.S. oil interests. Was this right? Nicolas Maduro was not a good person. I think that goes without me even having to say it. He was a strict authoritarian who tortured his political opponents. But what other actions? What does the international community say? Brazil, Chile, Colombia, Mexico, Spain, Uruguay issued a joint statement rejecting the U.S. military action, saying that the operations.
All right, so let's look at here. Which nations disagree with Mexico? Who gives a fuck about Mexico state? It's a cartel state. I could give a fuck about what their opinion is. Brazil, pretty sure Brazil. Let me make sure. That dude kind of dumb. Yeah, First Amendment is kind of stupid, but he is decent at debating. He's just not good at actually making argument. What am I? Brazil. Let me make sure. So yeah, that's what I thought. Brazil's kind of a shitty, super corrupt state. I wouldn't really trust what they have to say about this either. Most of these nations are going to say shit because they don't want it to happen to them and they want to cry about it. So I don't care about what Brazil has to say, Chile, Mexico, Spain. I certainly don't give a fuck. You're on the other side of the damn ocean. Fuck you. Why do you even get to say Uruguay? Where the hell is Uruguay? That's not even a place I know of. Sorry. What is Uruguay? That's like maybe it's like that fucking. Okay, so it's in South America, I think. Yeah. Wait. Yeah. Okay, I don't care about Uruguay. I don't even know what Uruguay is. Fuck Uruguay. Yeah, my damn internet cuts off again. I don't know what's happening. Hold on, let me see if I can fix that real quick. Alright, look like that just made it worse. What the fuck? What up, John Bear? If I could ever reconnect. There we go. Maybe it's fixed now. Who knows? Oh my god. Okay, I found the problem. There. Now it should be fun. But yeah, I don't give a shit about most of these cartel states in South America. These super corrupt nations that are barely even capable of understand Uruguay. Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. Fuck you, Uruguay. I don't give a fuck about your opinion. Why should I? Where's your fucking military force that could stop us from making you do what we want? What gives you the right to decide anything?
Contravene fundamental principles of international law, threatening regional peace and security, and endanger civilians. They urged a peaceful negotiated solution respecting Venezuelan sovereignty. The EU's high representatives called for calm and restraint, stressing that all factors must uphold international law and the UN Charter and supporting Venezuelan-led peaceful transition.
I don't really care what the UN has to say. I mean, it's borderline a Islamic, borderline like an Islamic propaganda machine. I don't really give a shit about the UN. It's mostly China and Islamic nations trying to push through shit to limit America and American power. I don't really fucking care. So yeah, they're going to be pissy about anything that America does. And like also shut the fuck up, Europeans. You've got a whole other thing going on in the Ukraine right now with Russia. Shut the fuck up. We took like 10 minutes. It took us 10 minutes to take care of our shit. What are you guys doing? You still you fucking need us to come help you fucking finish that shit.
Official government reactions resulted in the condemnation to the USA as having gone against the United Nations Charter. The United Nations also condemns military action should be avoided, that disputes must be handled through peaceful means under the UN Charter. China, Iran, Cuba, and others explicitly describe
China, Iran, Cuba. Why in the fuck would I give a shit about what these three say? Iran just launched missiles at Israel. Iran has launched massive proxy wars throughout the entire Middle East just to stop us from being able to safely ship stuff. China is an active threat. It's like an actual enemy to our nation. Why in the fuck would we give a shit about what China says, as well as them constantly having border skirmishes with India? They don't give a shit about another nation's sovereignty. What are you talking about? Cuba? Fuck Cuba.
the U.S. strikes as violations of sovereignty and international law. The United States Constitution reserves the power to declare war to Congress, not the president, and the War Powers Act of 1973, which makes it clear that the president may not authorize military actions despite in defense of military personnel or facilities without congressional approval. Donald Trump has an intent to steal oil. He said it himself. Even if you ignore all UN charters as well as condemnation of international standards, Donald Trump has publicly said that he would wanted to control Venezuelan oil. Right here, you can see this quote. One of the things that the United States gets out of this, it will be even lower energy prices, indicating a clear intent to take the oil. Is stealing justifiable? Given that Trump himself said that we were going to take the oil for ourselves, one comes with the questions, did we ever own it? The answer is no.
All right, so let's go back. I didn't see that. Trump urges U.S. oil giants to repair Venezuelan product industry. One of the things the United States will get out of this is even lower energy prices. Okay, yeah. How does this mean that we're stealing oil? What this could really, and what I think this honestly means, is that Trump is giving companies the green light to go back, repair the shit that Maduro stole, rebuild the infrastructure, get that oil that can be used in America, could be sold to Americans. It doesn't say we're just taking it. The American companies are going back to process the oil so the Venezuelan government can sell that oil that's being processed to those other nations. So actually, this will be good for Venezuela. By the way, if you didn't know about the Venezuelan economy, let me tell you about a game called RuneScape. RuneScape has had the most problems with specifically Venezuelan gold miners. Venezuelan gold miners fucked with that game so hard that they had to invent a whole other game mode pretty much so people could have fun. Like they had to make Iron Man and all those other games. Like they were probably going to make that shit anyways, but what I'm saying is the only reason I was able to still play it and enjoy it was playing Iron Man and their little what is it called, those little events where you have to start a new character, you have to run through all these through a specific limitations. But anyways, Venezuelans almost ruined RuneScape because their economy was so trash that RuneScape and MMO gold had more value than their fucking currency. Had way more value than their fucking currency. They would sell that shit for crypto, and they would use that crypto in a black market to be able to afford groceries. That's how a lot of Venezuelans survive. Also, that was illegal. If you got caught doing that, the Venezuelan government would arrest you. So it's like, dude, what are we talking about? This is great. We should go fix their oil industry. We should help these people get some fucking jobs.
Energy prices, indicating a clear intent to take the oil. Is stealing justifiable? Given that Trump himself said that we were going to take the oil for ourselves, one comes with the questions, did we ever?
He just keeps asserting that, but he hasn't. Since he has this big fucking presentation, he should have just said, have shown exactly where Trump says exactly and precisely that. If Trump himself said that we were going to take the oil for ourselves, one must question, did we ever own it? Why does it matter if we ever owned it? If that was the position in which we were going to say, all right, fuck you, Maduro, fuck your entire government, we're taking your oil, why does it matter if we owned it before? Why would it matter? That doesn't make any sense. Oh shit, what did I do?
The answer is no. The United States private companies controlled roughly 70% of oil extraction, but not oil reserves themselves, and were owned.
Yeah, they were leased out to allow. They were leased out to our oil companies, so they could get the oil out for less than what the Venezuelan companies could do. Plus, we'd be able to do it better, more efficient. Plus, we'd give them more jobs. Plus, they get paid more because it's an American industry that's giving them money for it. Plus, they would have sold more oil overall. It was a good deal.
Venezuela. Additionally, when nationalization occurred, companies were bought out, not stolen to nationalize. In order to say it is justifiable, you must argue that stealing is okay, provided that you have enough force. I find that the act
on the shores of America, just on the Gulf of America, the refineries are built to take heavy oil. But those refineries back in the day, yeah, those are old. They're not old, but they were built on this idea that we were going to have this oil to take. I'm pretty sure. I don't know. I haven't read a whole lot about that, but I think I know what you're talking about. And you must argue that stealing is okay. Well, what is okay? Now you've made this a moral debate. This didn't need to be a moral debate. This was what was the prompt? This was an is prompt, wasn't it? Is he justified? Okay, so he's taking justified to be a moral claim when it's not. Justified just means I think this, and because there's different methods of justification. I think we should arrest this person, and you go to a judge, hey, I think we should arrest this person. The judge is like, okay, here, go arrest them. That's a justification. Or hey, these guys are in this big group that come into our nation illegally. We need to take them out. Okay, well that's the president just allows you to do that to take them out of the nation. It's cool. That's a justification. What does justifiable have to do with any kind of moral claim? And plus, you would lose that.
Actions taken by President Donald Trump and his administration to be completely unjustifiable, no matter what route I take. I can't say that Maduro was a terrible person, but to go against specific UN charter as well as the U.S. Constitution, to go one step further and steal is the only
U.S. Constitution. What are you talking about, homeboy?
only resource Venezuela realistically has is completely unjustified. Thank you, and you consider subscribe to my channel, First Amender.
Holy shit, we get it the first time, First Amender.
YouTube.com/@FirstAmender.
All right. Thank you for that opening statement. With that, we are going to get into.
All right, so the way that the openings work right now, Kulvik wins at this point in the debate. Like if the debate stops here, Kulvik wins.
The rebuttal round. This is where each debater will have 5 minutes uninterrupted to directly respond to their opponent's arguments. So it's not a back and forth yet, no interjections. And then when you're 5 minutes up, we go to the next one, and then we'll get into open floor. So we're going to hand the mic back to Cool Vic. So Cool Vic, whenever you're ready, I will start the timer up with your voice.
Yeah, so First Amender brings up how there's other countries that don't like it. I really don't care. What does it matter what other countries think about it? That's just really reaching for arguments there, because it's like, well, who cares what they think? Second of all, when it comes to like how Maduro bought out the gasoline, that's not true. So what happened was is that he wanted Maduro wanted the Venezuelan oil company. I forget the name at the moment, but the Venezuelan oil company. He wanted the U.S. gas companies that were doing business over there in Venezuela to give that company majority stake. Well, there were majority of them did, but there was two that didn't, and that was Chevron and ConocoPhillips, I believe it's called, that didn't and refused to sell. Okay, so was Maduro like, okay, that's fine, no worries? Yeah, no, they just ended up taking it. They just ended up taking it with force. So yeah, no, they didn't just buy him out. It was forced. It wasn't optional there.
Right. And when it comes to something like this that happens, right, you can't really do that to a nation that's basically the hegemon of the world that pretty much enforces all international law. You can't do that. Uh, what up, Chris? So when you do that to the world hegemon, that the one that's responsible for enforcing all of these things, um, why wouldn't we then enforce our legal system upon it? Like once we took down the Venezuelan leader, why wouldn't we seek restitution for those companies?
So there's that. Um,
So it wouldn't be stealing; it'd be restitution, which could be a justification for taking the oil. You know, so both points so far that he's made bad, and justifiable arguing that it's a moral thing. Like he's a fucking atheist. He's not going to be able to argue morality, a consistent morality in which has an identity that can be traced to actually be one thing or another, one thing and not another.
I'm trying to think if there is anything else that you said. Oh yeah, in terms of needing congressional approval and whatnot, there have been actions that the U.S. has taken without congressional improvement.
And also, it doesn't need to have congressional approval for like what is it called? Criminal like act like uh criminal the fucking what is it called? The only one that has to justify any sort of plan like this is I think is the security what is it called? Fucking whatever the Department of Security. I think that's literally what it is. Department of Security, the Federal Department of Security, National Security, whatever. It has to just be approved by council through them, which it was, and then enacted. So I don't know why he thinks that Congress has to approve it. It's not an act of war; it's a police action.
Approval. I brought up the Manuel Noriega case, which again didn't have congressional approval. That was done by, I believe, George W. Bush. Um, Concerning Manuel Noriega was found to be trafficking drugs into the country, I believe, to summarize it. And so they didn't need congressional approval to take him in. So there is precedent for this. Trump is not the first one to do this. There is, when it comes to international law, Trump isn't the first one to do that too. We have gone against international law before. So these things are nothing new. There is precedent for this. So um, I believe
So
that's it. I believe those are the only arguments I could think of
there's
for rebuttal. So
precedent,
I
and
see
it's
the rest of
also like
All right.
there's precedent for police actions that we've made before, and also like it's not an act of war. It's not us declaring war on another nation. Congress doesn't have to approve it. Sorry, but this is a workaround that the Democrats and Republicans made a long time ago and have fully accepted. Sorry that Trump used that part of the system that everybody was okay with up until Trump decided to use it. That's not his fault. That's your fault in the system that you argue for.
Thank you for that rebuttal. And with that, we're going to hand the mic back over to First Amender. First Amender, whenever you're ready, I'll start the timer up with your voice.
Well, you started off by stating that they were flooding the United States with cocaine. You actually do not know that. None of us can know that. The current information that apparently is
Okay, so let's look up. Let's see. How many boats with drugs came from Venezuela? All right, well, we can't. I don't fucking care about NPR, Politico. Fuck all of you. Al Jazeera, CBS, go fuck yourself. All right, I can't find any fucking news organization that I'd actually trust on this. Let's see if this one will work. Oh, I've got to pay for a subscription. Okay, never mind. Not doing that. But no, like as far as I understand, like we have some of the best observational equipment in the fucking world. We had to have known what was being shipped. But there's probably evidence enough to put these people away. Like there's probably enough evidence for if this ever went to court or if they ever tried to charge them, that there's probably plenty of proof. It's just not required for it to be released in public. Which, sorry, not everything has to be released to the public. But and even within the little bit that I was scrolling through, like a lot of boats do come from Venezuela to here that we have designated as cartel boats. So if you want to argue that you can never actually know, you're just retarded.
Available is currently classified, and the court proceeding is also classified. It is not going to be published at all. We just assume it is correct based on what the Department of Justice is saying it is.
Right, he's making what is it called? This is a fallacy. I can't remember what the fallacy is. Is it ambiguity? I mean, sorry, I'm Googling a fucking fallacy now. No, I don't think it's ambiguity, but whatever. But yeah, he's kind of relying. Yeah, it would have to be ambiguity, right? An argument from ambiguity, like we can never know. No one could ever know. It's impossible for us to know. We only know because somebody told us that. Did you see it happen? Did you see the drugs on the boat? Well, okay, well, if you didn't, how could you ever know? How could you ever trust the fucking Department of Defense or the fucking American government? You could never trust them because you could never see what they actually do. Okay, well, that applies to a whole lot of shit, man. How can you know whether or not there's poison in the cheeseburger you ate for lunch? Can you know that? Would you ever be able to know that? Did you watch the cheeseburger get made? Did you watch the meat in the Did you watch the meat get butchered? Did you know what the cow ate before it was butchered? Do you know any of these things? How could you ever possibly know that your burger is not poisoned? Well, I guess from his argument that you would never be able to know.
Also does not.
You'd never be able to know that your cheeseburger's poison. You'll never know that somebody has drugs on a boat. You'll never be able to know.
Justify in deposing a
appeal to integrity, yeah. And if as America, they should protect the companies and other nations instead of the war and companies. Yeah. Be back. I'll catch up. Okay. See you in back. Iraq, 2,000 troops. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, it is an appeal to incredulity.
president of a country, no matter how corrupt that they may be, based on international law, plus the United States Constitution, as well as the United Nations. You then said that you continue to ignore mountains of evidence. I would not ignore mountains of evidence. This does not give approval to depose a president, however. And then the other, you were saying that other countries.
By the way, Maduro is not the president. He lost the election. He was a pseudo dictator. He was a pseudo communistic dictator. That's what he was. He wasn't democratically elected. He wasn't the president.
Do not like it. It's actually not just other countries. The United States specifically doesn't like it, specifically under the Wartime Act of 1973, and the fact that an act like this does require congressional approval, regardless of how you feel, and it is also stated in the U.S. Constitution. The other one is that they just ended up taking it. Actually, they did purchase it per market value. I mean, I would assume, I don't know, maybe you're against like any instance of government purchasing of market value. I don't.
Yeah, they probably, more than likely, I'd have to look it up, but I would guarantee you they probably paid a large deposit, which allowed them to have that exclusivity to that pricing arrangement. And when Maduro demanded that they change the terms of that contract and then broke it by stealing their equipment, Yeah, I would think that those American companies probably deserve a little bit of restitution. They should probably get a little bit better of a price right now. And ultimately, it's going to help the Venezuelan people because they're not making any money as it is. They're playing fucking RuneScape to buy bread, dude.
I don't know. That's beside the point. It still is not a justification to depose a president. As per multiple laws under United Nations, United States Charter, the United States Constitution, and multiple international bodies, they all disagree with you on whether or not that it is justified. That's all I have.
All right. Thank you for that rebuttal. Great rebuttals from both sides. Before we move into the open hour of back and forth, let me talk to the audience real quick. If you're watching right now, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and subscribe.
So as it is right now, as you see what happened, like the person with any sort of substance in their argument is Coolvic. Coolvic right now has won the debate. All he'd have to do is keep pushing that it is okay. There is a justification for what we did, and that's the fact that he's a criminal and that he's worked with these organizations. That's all he's got to push the entire time. And what First Amender will do, because I've seen him consistently do it, is act in a super bad faith and try to make any type of argument whatsoever to try to frustrate his opponent and then just try to talk shit about him. He's a shit talker. He's a rhetorician. He's not somebody that debates on like the substance of what the debate is truly about. He's not philosophically debating. He's bad faith. He's not going to give a shit. He'll use any type of fallacy he can to win it rhetorically.
To tonight's debaters, their links are in the description. We host all kinds of debates here on Swords of Reasons, politics, culture, ethics, internet topics, anything where reasoning and passion can collide. We put it in the arena. So if you're enjoying the format, make sure you stay locked in because we have a lot more coming. Also, a reminder for the live chat after closing statements, we'll be doing a 30-minute Q&A. So I have the Q&A there in the chat for you. But remember, Super Chats, PayPals, and Cash App questions get priority. So if they fill up the whole 30 minutes, we may not get to the night.
Yeah, I have some questions for Coolvic. You go by Coolvic, right? That's what I should call you?
Yes.
Okay. So currently, the way that I'm seeing it is that the president has violated the United States Constitution. It reserves the power to declare war to Congress, as well as the War Powers Act of 1973. It makes it clear that the president may not authorize.
Not an act of war. It's a police action approved by the Department of Homeland Security, probably, I think is what it's called, or just the Security Council and the Federal Security Council. I don't remember whichever one.
Authorize
The police
military
action.
actions, except in the.
Not all military actions are actions of war. You would then have to say that anytime that we send in, what is it called? Fuck. I don't know how I forgot. Sorry. I've taken too much of these fucking caffeine chocolates, you know? Now I'm. Okay, there we go. I don't know how the fuck I forgot National Guard. But yeah, you'd have to say then any type of action that we use the National Guard for would be an act of war. If we send the National Guard in somewhere, or if we send our military to go help, like a nation that has like a really bad earthquake, and we send our National Guard or our military or primary military force or our Navy, you would then have to say that's an act of war. That's retarded. That's stupid. That's so fucking dumb.
The defense of military personnel or facilities without congressional approval. In your rebuttal, you brought up Noriega, right? Was it Manuel?
Yeah.
Manuel Noriega was never recognized as a Panama's head of state, either under the Panamanian Constitution or by the United States. This is not the same thing. So
It actually is the same thing. If I'm understanding what he's saying there correctly, Maduro did not win an election. He stayed as basically a pseudo-communistic dictator. He overthrew the democratic process and stayed in power against the will of the people. So he's not a president. He's not. somebody supported by their system that should be the president. So that's just fucking wrong right there. He's not the president.
Knowing that it is not the same thing and it is not a rebuttal to mention Noriega, I'm asking you, is the power to declare war, that's to Congress, right? The president doesn't have a right to declare war without congressional approval.
When did Trump declare war on Venezuela?
I get that he doesn't have to say it, but he deposed specifically a president. This would be an act of war under any doctrine. You don't have to say that it's a war. If that's the case, right, you can then say that the Iraq war was not a war. Would you say that the Iraq war was not a war?
Well, I don't think that the Iraq and what we did in Venezuela are any two things that are anywhere near comparable. We completely did an entire regime change in Iraq. All we did was take one dude in Venezuela. That's all we did. You would then have to say that pretty much all military assassinations is somehow an act of war, which in some cases maybe you could say that. But if there's an American citizen that goes to another nation and he's feeding intel to our enemies and we take them out, is that an act of war against our enemies because we took out one of our own civilians on their soil that was feeding them information? Is that an act of war? Probably not. No, it's not. It's an execution. It's a public execution.
So are there troops in Venezuela? Is there a war going on in Venezuela?
Hold on. You're answering my question with a question. I'm asking you specifically.
Which, by the way, answering a question with a question is not bad faith. Because if you're trying to clarify that you and I both agree, and this question that you're asking is in fact bad faith, if I can ask you back the same question as well as answer it at the same time, which you can't answer, you have to answer it and ask it back most of the time, but you can also try to draw out their intention of asking that question. You don't have to necessarily just give a straight up answer. You could dig to why they're asking for the question.
What's the point of this question? If there's no soldiers over there, what's the point of it? I could answer it, but what's the point of it?
If the question is that it was war, your response is, okay, well, they didn't officially declare war. You're right. We haven't officially declared war since I think it was World War II. So under that idea, would you be fair to say in saying that the Iraq war was actually not a war?
This makes no sense. They're not even two comparable things. I don't even understand what that argument is. It's saying, well, because we went over there and arrested somebody and we used our military to make sure that it went as smoothly as possible. Does that mean, it just means that if you use the military, that's automatically an act of war, which is fucking stupid to say.
Yeah, the Iraq war was a war, definitely.
Okay, yeah. But we didn't declare war.
Okay, yeah, we didn't declare war. Yeah, but that was a war.
Would say if a foreign country came to the United States and grabbed the president and held them under like some international treaty charter and that they're going to try him, would that be an act of war in your mind?
Oh, definitely, but I don't think anyone would try that though.
Okay. So if the United States does it,
yes. So this is where you kind of have to understand. This is where might comes in. This is where world hegemony comes in. Yes, it would be illegal, or it wouldn't. And not only would it not be good that another nation takes our leader, it would be an act of war, and they should return him as soon as possible. Now, granted, does that mean what happened with Maduro is an act of war? No. Why? Because Maduro's not the fucking president of that nation. He lost his election. He was there against the will of his people. So it's not even comparable. You wouldn't be able to compare somebody taking Trump to somebody taking someone like Maduro. First of all, we have the might. We get to decide what's right or wrong in this kind of situation. Second of all, he's not even a legitimate president.
Then that would be an act of war.
You keep saying that, but again, are we at war right now with Venezuela?
I'm
are there
you,
troops
right?
actively battling troops from Venezuela? The 2 armies are going at it over there?
I've already addressed this. Congress doesn't have to specifically say that it is a war in order for it to be a war. You've already conceded to that. So currently, right now, under the U.S. Constitution, reserved power to declare war goes to Congress. Congress never approved of this,
Okay.
as well as the War Powers Act of 1973. Right?
Yeah,
It
and I
specifically
gave an
says
example.
the
I still
president
gave the
cannot
example of the
authorize.
president.
But this is ultimately what we're talking about: is this an act of war or is it a police action? A lot of those things that he is considering, acts of war are actually legally considered police actions. Pretty sure the Vietnam War is a police action. Pretty sure the Iraqi War is a police action. We refer to them as war because there's not much that differentiate them except for the legal term used for the justification of why we did it. So yeah, you could say that they're the same thing in practice, but ultimately it's not the same thing in justification.
The president cannot authorize military action.
It means that both actions, both those two things might be nearly the same thing, but both of them are justified in those enactments differently. So the police action itself is justified through the actions that Trump took. The Iraqi war was justified through what we did. And I'm pretty sure, I don't even remember much about the Iraqi war. I was like 11.
Only under the case of defense of military personnel or facilities without congressional approval. It requires congressional approval by the law of the United States. So you're saying it is justified, but I can plainly show that is not the case.
Yeah, again, there's precedent. There's precedent for this, though it's not the first time that this has been done.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, I just wouldn't concede that it's even war. I would just say, no, it's a police action. I would just argue from that point of view that it's a police action. It doesn't matter whether or not they're both nearly the same thing. They're not exactly the same thing. And one is the thing that we use to justify taking Maduro. One is a formal act of Congress.
Well, I've
Also,
already addressed the Noriega issue, and there is precedent, but he was never recognized as any leader in.
It doesn't
Panama.
matter. It doesn't matter.
And you've
though.
already addressed saying that
they still
Trump,
needed congressional. Hold on. They still needed congressional approval. They didn't get the congressional approval. That doesn't matter if he was a leader or not or what have you.
Right, and that is also true what Kulvik is saying. It doesn't actually matter for the sake of the argument that First Amendment is making. It wouldn't actually matter because it would have to have approval by Congress. But what First Amendment is saying is that because he wasn't recognized as a leader, it actually wasn't an act of war. It was just kidnapping some random dude in their nation. So it was an act of attack on their government. It's just an attack on an individual person, which you could turn around and use it back to Maduro. Maduro was not elected. He was elected once and then lost another election and just never left.
They still needed congressional approval to do that. They didn't get it, and they still did it anyway.
Again, the judge rejected Noriega's claims that he was a de facto ruler of Panama. And so I find it hard to believe that a judge would act saying that Nicolas Maduro was not the de facto ruler of Venezuela.
Well, he was only ruler because he was only the ruler of Venezuela. Yeah, he wasn't a ruler. He only stayed in power because he just did it. He just stayed in power, even though he was voted out.
Okay. There's also the fact that the United Nations, under the United Nations Charter, is a binding treaty the United States has ratified, which prohibits the threat or use of military force against any nation except in self-defense or is authorized by the U.S. Security Council. None of which happened.
Okay.
So what is?
Well, hold on.
Except in self-defense or is authorized by the U.S. Security Council.
There we go. The U.S. Security Council. It was approved by the U.S. Security Council. He's wrong about that. He's factually wrong about that. It was approved the same day as when they went to go to get Maduro. It was approved the same day. So yes, it was actually in the Security Council. It was justified through that. So he's lying right now.
None of which happened.
Okay.
And this is where Kulvik is starting to lose the rhetoric debate. that right there, like that loop that he went in with the idea that um I mean, like the justification that he gave for like taking a leader, and yes, it would be an act of war for America, but not for us taking theirs. There's the force argument that you can make with that, but ultimately, it's not actually the same thing. He should have pointed out the differences in that he wasn't actually an elected leader. He's just somebody that took over a nation and is an illegal. Is not even legally their president by their own laws. Um, and then right here, um, the argument is not what was it? It's that it was that he just factually made shit up. He didn't even make. He's factually wrong here that the Security Council did not approve. They did. They did approve of it the same day that it happened. I'm like 99% sure.
Force against any
What up,
nation
Afu?
except in self-defense or as authorized by the U.S. Security Council.
Yes, authorized by the U.S. Security Council, which it was.
None of which
Okay.
happened.
Wrong.
Okay.
So what is
And see, he concedes this. That's just factually wrong what he said, and he conceded it. So this is what you have to be prepared for when you debate somebody like First Amender. He's bad faith. He will lie. He will fucking lie. You have to be able to correct the lies that he's telling. And with that, the entire debate that he's having is that it's a criminal action that's being taken, that's being, the military is being used to take action on. Yeah, the U.S. Security Council would may have to have made that approval. They did. They arrested Maduro. Boom, it was over. All done within one day. It was beautiful. The most spectacular fucking warrant ever, um, given out and executed perfectly. It was awesome. But I don't know if, I mean, let's be real. Like, kids are hard, right? Kids are hard. You work a job, you come home, you stream, and then you go and do a debate too. You're gonna be exhausted. So maybe he just missed it. Maybe he just didn't pay attention. But that is a pretty heavy blow that First Amenders did, right? You can't concede that.
But again, there's no justification. It's just against it's against congressional approval. It's against the War Powers Act of 1973. I get Maduro's a bad guy. I agree with you. Maduro's a bad guy. That doesn't make it legal.
Okay, so when are they gonna arrest? What are they gonna do now? Then what should they do then?
Right now, I don't know what they should do. I think they need to reverse what they're currently doing, and then secondly, they also don't have a right to steal oil.
They're not
Donald
stealing
Trump
oil, dude.
yes, they are.
They're
They
not
already
stealing
have.
oil.
They already have.
No.
They already have.
Okay, is it stealing from them if Maduro's
So I don't know if he's trying to make the argument that um, the oil tankers that are being sent out and were stopped because they were breaking sanctions, that is oil that we stole. I don't think we stole that. I think we're just holding it. I don't think we stole it. We're just keeping it from being shipped where Maduro wanted it to be shipped because it was breaking sanctions. So that's not stealing oil. Second of all, we already that's the only way I could think of that he said that we've already stolen
stole it first, pretty much. You keep saying that they bought the oil. No, it wasn't a choice. It wasn't optional. They were forced to sell their stakes in their companies. It wasn't a choice.
Let's
They were
try it
forced
this way.
to do it.
Let's say that the United
Are-
that let's say, for example, that the United States is shipping oil overseas to go to like Europe or South America or whatever. Venezuela grabs an oil tanker, stealing millions of taking millions of barrels of oil for the
holding it. Yeah, we're just keeping it safe, making sure it doesn't get to the place that we've sanctioned, and we have told you not to send them there, and you still did it anyways. So now we're going to hold on to it until your leadership is replaced and you have a legal president instead of an illegal, never resigning president. Maduro doing the thing that you guys continuously said that Trump was going to do and will do now for a second time. You keep lying about that too. But guess what? Maduro actually did that. You fucking spineless bitch.
sovereignty of Venezuela and say that the United States is assisting in drug trafficking. Would they be stealing oil? Do you think that they'd be stealing oil?
Wait, I'm sorry. Say that one more time.
Let's say that the United States is shipping oil overseas.
Okay.
Venezuela says we are taking this oil for the security of Venezuela because the United States is hindering Venezuela. Would they be stealing oil?
No. And here's where the might thing comes in, right? It's not stealing oil. It's actually being the world hegemon and you being a vassal state, and you should respect the nation in which keeps your ocean safe and would happily provide any sort of that would happily provide for your nation as long as you would not send this fucking oil. But now that you have, we're going to hold on to it and, you know, probably punish your nation for a little bit.
If it was the United States'
Over there,
oil and it was never Venezuela's at all, if this is a completely different hypothetical than what's going on, it's not analogous. So yeah, that would be stealing in that case. But
no, that's he just conceded tariffs. He just conceded sanctions, and I don't think he realized that. No, it would have been fine if Venezuela had the ability to do that. They don't. They don't have the ability to do that. They can't do it.
we did. We stole it from the American companies first.
Let's go one step.
This is a bad argument, and this is what I mean. It's like a, and I'm gonna go ahead and stop now because I want to go talk about the other thing. Then I'm probably gonna play San Andreas after this. Yeah, this is what happened with this debate is he just conceded 3 big points by, I don't know, might have been tired. It might have, I don't know, but he conceded the 3 big points, and from this point he just kind of loses the debate rhetorically. He had really good points in his opening, and from the opening and from the rebuttals, he was winning. But with all of this, it doesn't actually get better. It just keeps getting worse. And I think Cool Vic is a good, cool guy, but he definitely did lose this debate. Which I don't like, because I don't like First Amender. But First Amender is a good debater. He's just not good at making substances arguments. And if you know what you're talking about, even halfway, he just crumbles and starts spurting. But yeah, now there's the other thing I want to talk about. Let's see. So, look, my fucking internet's not gonna work. But I actually do think that I think what I'm gonna do now is I'm just gonna switch over to a different stream and just probably play San Andreas while I'm talking about this other thing that I wanted to talk about, because it's just, you know, it's one of those things where you just have to stare at a blank screen. He's scared of JS? Hell yeah, he is. Because he would probably, because this is the thing about JS. He going to hard focus on that one point, and he's going to drill that one point into you. That's what's going to happen. So yeah, First Amendment would definitely lose a debate with JS. But I think now I'm just going to start playing Grand Theft Auto. And I'll talk about the second subject. Let me get this shit figured out real quick. No, I'm not muted. I'm just fixing something. Jazz would make a bulldog of an attorney. I don't know about that. When it comes to one, singular topics, certain topics, JS can definitely bully people, especially political topics. Let's see. Okay, there. So we're gonna play some GTA. I'm gonna talk about this other topic I wanted to talk about. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like there's certain topics that he's really good at debating. There's certain topics that he's not. Okay,
I'm on it.
When it comes to legal stuff, maybe. Man, if he put in enough time, he probably could be. I don't even remember what I was doing. I was chasing somebody. If he fell into the role. Well, man. The way I see it, I think JS is probably would be really good at party building. What I mean by that is I think he would be a good, like a good person to have like on TP USA or something. I think he'd be good at like building bridges with people and trying to like network. I think he'd be really good at that if he tried. But the thing about it is, when it comes to like attorney and stuff, I don't know. There's some topics. I think JS is really good when he's really knowledgeable about the topic. If he's found a way of justifying it around what normal people would do, then what happens is the argument just kind of boils out. I think he'd be good. There's a lot of things he's good at. There's a lot of things I'm not good at. I wouldn't be a good hype man. I wouldn't be good at... I'm not good at debating politics, really. I hate politics. I like philosophy. I'm not really good at a lot of things. But anyhow, what was I doing? What the fuck am I looking for? Why am I... You go find this dude. There is something that I've been thinking about for the past couple of days that I kind of wanted to talk about. Is independence good? Is it good to be independent? I don't actually think it is. I think independence is kind of gay. I think that independence is kind of a economic lie that people have been told so that they are encouraged to make more money for the economy itself. I don't think independence is actually that great of a thing. I think it's ultimately what's happened, especially within modern society itself, that we value independence over family, over church, over everything. We value independence over all of these things. And we think that just because we can provide for ourselves, or we're capable of providing for ourselves, we ought to be that. I think the providing for yourself is actually completely impossible. You can only make the economic, like, money argument that you're providing for yourself by creating your work into an exchange rate of monetary stuff that you could trade for other things. I don't think that that's really the way it works, because, it still requires a very high skill set society where you individualize certain skills, and those certain skills get to be developed to the point where it's almost impossible for somebody to be interchanged out. And shit, hold on, my damn alarm went off. But it creates a system in which especially the kind of economy that we have, where it's a high skill base. A lot of people are, you know, there are some industries that have a high skill cap that you have to maintain to be able to provide for that nation as a whole, or provide for anybody in that nation as a whole. So you could have a high skill cap in like robotics, where if you can't really have a meat packing plant that does not have these things, what happens is, or that does not have these robots and these mechanics that can repair and even build some of them. Like the mechanics can repair them, but they can't even build them. So there's an even higher skill set other than, you know, just maintaining them. But without that, you wouldn't be able to have really cheap chicken that you could buy for pennies on the fucking dollar for what it would cost you to actually raise a chicken. Because ultimately, you do have to understand that raising a chicken and slaughtering a chicken yourself is more expensive than buying a chicken. You have to buy feed. You have to use... Oh my fucking god. I'm on fire. Get out of the car, you stupid idiot. Jesus. Oh my lord, who the fuck is shooting? Who the fuck are you? Stop! Good lord. Debate philosophy more. I mean, I do debate philosophy every weekend right now. Barter the feed still requires you to have some sort of resource that you could... Jesus Christ, dude. I'm getting shot by everybody. Still requires you to have some sort of thing that has value to somebody else. It still means that you have to rely on somebody else to get that. So bartering is still, it's the same thing as having money, just a more complex way of doing it. Ultimately, I don't think that there's ever actually been a society that's super independent. The only type of independent people that there's ever really been is like a lone man in the woods who hunts deer. That's the only person that's ever been independent a single time in their entire fucking life. There's no such thing as independence. Well, okay, there's that one instance of independence, but that's about it. Everything else within society itself cannot produce independence, and this whole idea that a man or a woman should be and ought be independent, first of all, is not even possible. But in the economic sense, it's not ever going to happen, nor is it feasible to have any type of high quality, comfortable life that you would have in a Western society. But if you wanted a really shitty life where you hunt deer and you live in fucking rat infested shithole fucking log cabins that you barely can scrap together with your bare hands, then that's cool. You can do that. That's the only way you're going to be independent. That's the only way I'm ever going to call you independent. But and even within that too, like if you're taught, when it comes, well, hold on, let me see this one more time. Yeah, so the first one, or the second definition of it, is not depending on another for livelihood or subsistence, which is not possible. That's almost an impossible thing to do unless you're some dude in a log cabin, and even then, if you're in a nation that's being provided for by provided safety through some military force, even within that kind of idea, if you're living in a state that's protected by a military, you're still getting something. You'd have to live like literally in Antarctica all by yourself, with no government influence, and free from outside control, not depending on another's authority, which is also impossible. Which, within that same kind of idea of like the state providing the force that gives you general protection from another nation just coming and rolling over you. So yeah, I don't think independence is actually a thing. I think it's actually a mythological thing that was invented by feminism and by American economists, or just economists in general. I don't guess it has to be American, but just economists in general, to trick you into thinking that you ought be something that's literally impossible and also makes you miserable. Ultimately, I think what human nature is to have family. Does that mean that you have to Jesus Christ, put the fucking gun down. Does that mean that you have to quit shooting at me, bitch? Just give me the shit. Give me all of it. Come on now. One more. Good thing you suck at driving. Thank you. Oh, fuck! Jesus! What? But even within that whole kind of concept, I guess I gotta go fucking... Oh, I got it.
Right, but they're using bikes, CJ, and they go cross country.
Alright, we're good. Alright. Is this like a fucking... whatever. I don't know what kind of mission this is supposed to be. But yeah, I don't think that ultimately independence is a good thing either, because I think human nature is to be a part of and to want families. I think that's a part of our nature. I think it's actually a part of something that's ingrained into us by the image of God. I think that for the sake of love, we want to not only create children, or help create children, but also love one another. And not just in the marital type of sense, or that type of marital sense. Because there actually is different forms of marriage. There's not just the form of marriage where husband and wife and you have a family and kids. There's actually the marriage to the church where you provide your service and you decide to not be married to a man or a woman. You just decide to provide your services to the church for the rest of your life. That's a marriage to a family, a type of family. There's also monasticism, which is a marriage to God. It's a type of marriage. So there are different ways of perceiving. Oh shit. Not just perceiving, but there's different ways of being married, and I think that that's always a consistent ought to be one of those three types of married. I don't think that you should ever not be those three. Monasticism is a permanent thing, though, so you want to make sure you're prepared for that. If you pick that, that's you know it when you make that choice. What am I looking for? But yeah, so whenever anybody hears me say yes, you ought be married, and yes, you ought not be independent, independence is gay, this is what I mean. You ought not be independent because it's not within our nature to truly be independent. And even if you were to make the case that you don't want to... Fuck, my internet went out. Alright, I don't know what happened. I'm hoping that my internet's back now. I think it is. So maybe it is, maybe it isn't. We'll find out. Alright, it's back. I don't know what the fuck happened. My internet's not, well, I do know what the fuck happened. My internet's not wanting to work today. Yeah, what I was saying is, like, when you hear me say that marriage is an ought and that independence is an impossibility, or is completely unfeasible and counteractive to what I think the nature of humans are, this is what I mean. So I don't think independence does anything to anyone but provide extreme alienation and discomfort and emotional distress. There's always something, and for men it's maybe slightly different, but for the most part, even men kind of suffer from this to some extent. There's always something that you have to have that gives you some sort of validation, emotional validation, to some extent. Not to a great extent, but there's always going to be something at some point in time where you're going to have to be validated on. I think, at least to stay stable. And this is not for everybody, this is just for the majority. It's the prescriptive ought for a generality. So it's not like even marriage between a man and a woman, which are like even that, like the sexual nature of it is not the only reason for it. And to think that it is wrong. It's a total mistake and misunderstanding as far as I understand of what marriage is intended to be. You cannot use sex as an outlet for sexual desire. It is the only fit place to have fulfillment of any sort of sexual desire, but it is not what it is made for. It's made for the bonding of two people to become one and to have a family and have children if possible. Now, when it comes to marriage as a whole, there's going to be times where eventually at some point during your married life, if you're lucky, that you're not going to be able to have sex anymore. Kind of part of it. So you shouldn't be building your life, or you shouldn't be building your entire conceptualization of marriage around sex. Otherwise, you're going to get to be about 90, not be able to have sex anymore, and wonder, well, hell, why am I even married to this bitch anymore? I can't even fuck her. So it's not about sex. It's not just about that, at least. So I think what it ultimately kind of does is it's a deeper type of relationship, and the sexual nature of it is just a temporary thing that's not actually a super important aspect of it. It's kind of just the state of things right now that occurs, but I'm not doing. We're doing mission. I gotta buy that fucking house. Where's that house? Here it is. Let's go buy that. There's a lot of shit that like that's been running through my mind a lot lately. You know, I might even start. That may be an interesting debate topic to actually take. Is independence even possible? Or is independence a good? Because I ultimately think that, like, a lot of people, what they take independence to be as is to not be a burden to others. Which, you know, can be a good thing. I'm not saying that it wouldn't be. To not be a burden to others, that's good, I guess. But it's ultimately impossible. They're always going to be some type of burden, financially or emotionally. Just depends on, well, maybe not emotionally, but at least financially, you're always going to be some type of burden. That's the whole reason and invention of money itself. But yeah. Shared goals are important. Well, I mean,
Thanks, dude. Thanks a lot.
it depends on what the goal is. A shared goal and what? I would say that if I were to get married, what would be my goal that I would want shared with my wife, right? What would I want that to be? That would be to die, to be as close to the process of theosis as possible before death. To live our life in a holistically Christian way that provides us with the best chance not only for ourselves but for the children that would, if they would ever be produced in that marriage, to be able to help others within the church reach that goal as well. Like that's like the only goal. Oh my fucking god. It's like the only goal that I would really care about. Everything else is kind of whatever. I don't really give a shit about money. I don't really give a shit about having fancy cars or big houses or anything like that. If I had to live in a 1-bedroom apartment and with a wife and you know 20 kids and be broke the entirety of the rest of my life, I'd be happy with that. That's totally fine. I would be actually incredibly unhappy to be super independent and to not have any of those things, but have a nice mansion and plenty of money to buy all the things that I'd ever want. That's the main goal that a couple should have. Yeah. Well, even to glorify God, what does that even... Like, this is the thing. To glorify God, sure, but to gain closeness to God, that would be what my goal would be. To glorify, yes, that's a constant, but that also doesn't provide the necessary relationship that I think is provided through theosis, that I understand at least. It's a part of it, but it's not the goal itself. Oh shit! I stopped paying attention for a second. But even then, like, there are some people, like, I think that there are certain people that, you know, sometimes their cross to bear is to be completely alone. Kind of what I thought mine was, for the most part, you know. What the fuck, dude? I didn't do anything. I'm just trying to save my game, dude. Jesus Christ. I run over one dude. But I do think there are people that are just kind of like, are at this point where, you know, I don't think that it's necessarily bad to choose not to be, like, married in that tradition, that idea. What the fuck? I didn't do anything, dude. I literally didn't do anything. I was driving, you psychotic fuck. Get out of the way. What the fuck is going on? Leave me alone. That's the part of it. You grow closer through glorifying him, and vice versa. You sort of feel the need to glorify him as you grow closer. Actions. Giving him praise. I mean, that's, as far as I understand, somewhat true. But it's not precisely what I mean. Because, that's stuff that I can't even really talk about. But, I do think that, you know, reaching the greatest amount to be as theothicized as possible, I guess, would be a good word, before death is the best thing. And what was I saying? There's some people that I think that is, you know, sometimes shit just happens, and you're just not capable of finding somebody. And in that, I don't think that it's actually like a good or a bad thing. I think it's just kind of a cross to bear. I thought that that's was one of my cross to bear, but maybe it is, maybe it isn't. I'll find out in the future. But you can't really decide whether or not it's something that you have to do. Kind of gets made for you, and you just work through it as it happens.
I love a good terrier in a fleece.
I think, at least. So what was the point of me buying this shit? Shut the fuck up, bitch. Aren't I married? No, I'm not married. I haven't been married in 3 or 4 years.
Hello? Carl, it's Zero.
Oh, hi, Z. You wasn't around when I signed the deeds.
Yes, I know. I was on a dangerous reconnaissance mission, deep into enemy territory.
Yeah,
And
right,
like,
sure,
as
you
far
said.
as
Why don't you
legally,
come through and have a look at the business,
yeah,
you know?
I'm legally
Oh,
married.
Of course. I'll have to tidy
That's
up
not
a
going to
bit.
be the case by the end of February,
Don't
though.
worry about it. I'll
I've
try
already
being
kind of
sober.
finalized that.
Please, I'm trying to drive.
Hey, what up, Z? Nothing is up.
Yeah, it was right around my daughter's first birthday.
And the imminent
That's when, you know, I woke up and
Why?
almost all the shit in my house was gone, and
of darkness have triumphed over good.
it's kind of just fucked from there.
Nothing but misery, briefly interspersed with agony. Homie, what you own? Whatever it is, you need to reduce the dosage.
4:20 p.m. I quit
Excuse me,
again.
But I never take drugs. We all know drugs are for losers and or sex maniacs. And right now, sex is the last thing
What the
on my
hell
mind.
is going on?
Thank God for that.
Thank God for that, for real.
Oh, Berkeley. Yes. Who the fuck is Berkeley? Oh, just a man I once beat in fair competition. A man literally obsessed with revenge. Oh, you put hands on him? No, please. I never initiate violence. Oh, I know. You knocked his bitch. No. I won the prize in the science fair. First prize, that is.
I love CJ. What the fuck? What the fuck is happening?
And they say gangbangers is petty and small-minded. Hey, what's that bleeping sound? That's him. We shall fight to the end. Berkeley's launched a full-scale attack. This is insanity! All batteries commence fire. He's going for my transmitters. If he takes
Well,
them out, I'll never be able to launch
the thing with
another
me
attack.
is that I've always said I'd only ever be married once, even when I was an atheist. I'd never ever get married again. Now that I'm a Christian, that comes with even more like
CJ, bogey's at 12 o'clock.
even more like severity of that.
Break it, don't get cocky.
It's one of those things where I don't know. And to be part of the Orthodox Church and to want to do certain things within the church, you are kind of limited pretty heavily in the amount of times you can be married. And I happen to fit, you know, the very narrow requirements that there is to be a priest. So if I ever wanted to be a priest, I could be. It's just I would have to give up on anything else. And that's something that's extremely difficult for me. I actually thought for a while, because when I got converted by what happened to me, or what I saw, I kind of kept getting, you know, this is gay product, kind of gay products and shit, right? I was guided by a fucking holy whatever. There were just a lot of strange instances where, you know, marriage stuff kind of just kept popping up. So I thought, all right, well, maybe the thing that I'm being guided to is maybe I become a priest and maybe I help other people have good marriages. Maybe that's the point. And then a bunch of other shit kind of randomly happened that I wasn't expecting, which, you know, surprise, surprise, is kind of the way shit works, I guess. How many of these motherfuckers are there? I've killed like 1,000 of them, I feel like. Been twice, but I've had a couple serious, might as well have been married breakups too. Well, I mean, I've had girlfriends and shit before, but I've always had this weird thing, which, you know, I'm actually glad now that I had this weird thing where I did not ever try to have sex with anybody unless I was gonna marry them, or I was married to them. It was like the rule. I did take that. I guess I stole it from Christianity, but I wasn't a Christian back then when I used that. So it's like,
Well done, Carl. Now leave.
so within that, I fit a very narrow
Never have so few. Oh,
kind of
so
requirement.
many. Too little. Three. No, that's not it. What is it? We will fight him on the beaches. Well, rooftops.
Well, yeah, it's not weird to Christians, right? For most Christians, at least.
Hey, see,
But in
where you
a
at?
general
Go away,
sense,
Carl.
I was
I'm
always
very,
treated
very busy
weird
back here.
that I thought
Top
that.
secret stuff, not for your eyes. Too sensitive.
Come on, homie, where are you?
I said go away, Carl. I don't need any friends today. Thank you.
Jesus Christ, what the fuck is going
Man,
on?
them some pretty strong draws.
Yes, my hero. Carl, he came back and humiliated me.
Oh, damn.
I shall probably turn
That
to
sucks.
prostitution now.
Jesus
I will be
Christ.
found dead and broken.
What are you talking about, dude?
I am a 28-year-old man whose landlord just helped him down from a hook from which I had been hanging from my underwear, contemplating my inadequacy for nearly 2 hours. Ow.
Dude, why didn't you just
Look,
rip your
you gotta
underwear
be
off?
even,
Like, I don't...
homie. What kind of weapons you got?
I've got a prototype of a miniature plane.
Well, with that plane, we gonna go humiliate Burke.
Okay, cool.
Man, this ridiculous.
That went right up my crack.
Dude, no shit, it went up your crack, dude. You were hanging there for 2 hours on a hook by your underwear.
Well, we shall hit him where it hurts the most. Bring his mail order model business to
There's a lot of, like, random shit. Like I wasn't a good person before I was a Christian at all. Like, not even a little bit. There's just certain aspects of me that were, you know, at least not all bad. What in the fuck is this shit? What the fuck? Oh my lord, this is not good. These are not good controls. These are fucking terrible controls. Oh no. Oh no. Shit. Dude, get out. Fuck. Motherfucker. This is not gonna be good. This is not gonna be fun. I'm gonna have to plug in my controller and see if that works better. Holy shit. That is terrible. Let's see if my fucking controller works better. Yes, that is a whole lot better. Oh, yeah, this is way better. Okay, we're good now. Holy shit, I cannot believe that shit, though. Okay, come on now. Hell, I could just drive on the ground, I guess. No. Not gonna work. Fuck. This is still... Oh my god, what is this fucking shit? Turn, bitch. Oh my god. Why? Press Y to self-destruct. I'm not self-destruct until I get this bitch. Oh my god, come here. I'm right here. No, don't make this more complicated than it needs to be. No. Get off of the fucking building. Oh my god, dude. No. 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 What is this? Who designed this fucking control scheme? Satan? Oh my lord. Move out of the way. Move. Oh no. Son of a bitch. You. Come here. Move. Oh my god. What is this? Mission failed. Okay, so I can't self-destruct or it just fails the whole mission. Oh my god, dude.
Berkeley has his sycophantic lackeys do all his...
I'm trying the mouse again.
Well, we shall hit him where it hurts the most. Bring his mail-order model business to its knee. Launch the Red Baron.
Okay, so here we go. Here we go. No, don't look. No. Oh my god, dude. Okay. No. Come on now. I have a limited amount of fuel. We're going to be here for hours. Yeah, this is great. I'm going back to the controller. Come here, you motherfucker. Got one. Oh, no. Don't arrest me, cop. Ah, shit. Okay, so the ground controls are pretty easy. Oh, my bad, ho. Oh, no. I wish these women would learn how to fucking put clothes on. Excuse me. I just need to shoot you a little bit. Hope you don't mind. Thank you. We're just gonna drive. We're not gonna really worry about flying. We're just gonna... Excuse me. Okay. No. Why? Don't take off. Just go slow. There we go. This is how we do it. I mean, who needs to fly in a fucking airplane drone, huh? We'll just take things nice and easy. There's a guy on a motorcycle. That's going to be the most annoying one to take out. All right. We're doing good. Excuse me. Oh my God, this is just horrible. I don't know who designed this shit, but they actually need to be put in prison. Oh my Lord. I can't even avoid that. Excuse me. Let me through. Oh, God. Okay, we're almost done. There's only a little bit that we have. Please don't tell me this is on a roof. Fuck. Just don't make me have to go on a roof, please. We'll take this guy out first. We'll worry about that last guy in a second. Excuse me, my bad. All right, there.
Floor in Berkeley's mail order department is finished.
Oh, shit. Okay, it's not on a roof. Looks like it's just like right here. This has to be the dumbest shit I've ever experienced in my life, though. Where's the last guy? Right there. There he is. I got him. He's dead.
Now get her back home in one piece before she runs out of fuel.
Oh, no. Okay, well, I don't have to, like... Okay, so now I just have to be very slow and gentle. Oh, no, 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 no. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. Okay, we're good. Just fly, bitch. No, 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 no. No. No, 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 no. Come on, you motherfucker. Oh, you piece of shit. I'm gonna have to fly on that roof too. Okay. Oh my god, why did they make this control so bad? Okay, we're so close. We have plenty of fuel. Why does it feel like I'm getting hit by gusts of wind, dude? Come on. Yes! Yes! Fuck!
You know that ozone smell? Smells like victory.
That was brutal. Oh my lord. Why is my guy so damn fat? I'm about to work out.
What's happening, Zero?
I'm off to engage with destiny, good or bad.
What the hell are you talking about now?
The hour of judgment is upon me, and I must ask myself if I am a sheep or a goat.
What?
Carl, will you be my second? Here are some letters. I've left everything to you in case I don't make it. Please.
Already own it. What's wrong with you, man?
We are crossing the Rubicon. I am to engage in battle with Berkeley. At stake, honor and our very lives. It's funny. I've never noticed before how beautiful this time of year can be.
Dude, you're looking at a
May
bunch of
never again see Rome
models.
in the springtime. A butterfly.
Come on with
Dude.
all the talking, man. Is you gonna battle Berkeley or what?
It's a fight to the death. Come hither.
I'm not coming either anywhere. No. No.
Take this shit seriously.
Berkeley's headquarters is across no man's land. I'll drive the bandit, you fly the goblin, and help
No.
any way you can. If I get the bandit into Berkeley's base, he must leave San Fierro for good. Let battle commence.
No. Okay. Oh my god. Okay, this isn't as bad to control, at least. Magnet. How do I use it? Come here. No, fuck. Well, it worked.
Carl, don't be an idiot. Use the goblin to move that barrel.
I already did, dumbass. Alright, this isn't anywhere near as bad. Holy shit. Grab it. Now what? Have to get the barrel to put it right there now? What do you need me to do?
Get a plank from our base and make a bridge across that gap.
Oh, Lord. Oh, there's a bomb, too. Grab it. Grab it. Grab it.
Get me a plank to cross that river.
I'm trying, bitch. Drop it.
It's always one lazy soldier
No.
who lets the whole side
What?
down, isn't it, Carl?
What are you talking? What? Did I press T by accident? Motherfucker.
Behold.
Alright, shut up. This is what I'm gonna do this time. Give me that. What? Fuck! I don't know what type of fucking hell they... Who in their right fucking mind designed this shit, but... Oh my lord.
Carl, don't be an idiot. Use the goblin to
Shut
move
up.
the barrel.
I'm doing something. What? You motherfucker! I was doing something.
Carl, I'm blocked.
Okay, congratulations. I'm doing something real quick. There.
There's another cursed barrel in the way.
Yeah, I got you. Just give me a second. Grab it.
Move it. Carl, Berkeley's blocked me again.
I know. Quit complaining. There. Is there another bridge I'm gonna have to build? Looks like it right there. What about this tank? Come here, boy. Come here, boy. Is that what I gotta use the bomb on?
Berkeley's using tanks. Carl, grab a bomb and get rid of any tanks that threaten our progress.
Alright, that's what I thought. You better not run straight into that fucking tank, though. You better hold on a second. Oh, shit. What? Okay, we're good. Let me go ahead and drop another bomb real quick, though.
Curse you, Berkeley. Carl, move that barrel.
I'll move it in a second. Obviously, I got tanks I gotta destroy before you can go anywhere. Shut up, dude.
Carl, I'm blocked.
Yeah, I know. You can stay blocked for just a second.
There's another cursed barrel in the way.
Oh, fuck!
Move it. Carl, Berkeley's blocked me
Would you
again.
shut up? I'm gonna do that, but you gotta give me a second. I'm looking for some tanks.
Curse you, Berkeley. Carl, move that barrel.
I will in a second. Fuck you.
Carl, move that obstruction.
Oh shit, I'm running out of time.
Carl, I'm blocked.
I'm trying, dude. This thing's kind of complicated. All right, I need to go grab another bridge. Grab it.
There's another cursed barrel in the way.
Oh, shit. Yeah, you're going to have to wait, dude. I'm trying to do this as quickly as possible, but...
Move it. Carl, Berkeley's blocked me again.
Yeah, I know. You're going to have go across this thing in a fucking bridge in a second anyway, so...
Curse you, Berkeley. Carl, move that barrel.
I'm doing it. All right, we should be good. There. Can these missions finally be over? Never make me drive one of those fucking airplanes again, though.
Ha ha! Ha! Berkeley, you, sir, are a loser. Leave the field of battle in shame, pack up your crummy mail-order business, and get out of my town! Carl, you were all a duelist like me could want in a second. Sir, I salute you.
I mean, it wasn't a duel. More like a... I did everything for you, and you just drove forward. But whatever, dude. Whatever makes you feel better. Alright, I've made the majority of my money back. I need to go fucking save. I need to work out, too. I'll go work out, and I'll go save. At least that lady wearing some clothes. She looks like a dude, but at least she's wearing clothes. I don't know why I got randomly flimsy and fat all of a sudden, but... I didn't even eat anything either. I haven't eaten anything in like days. Okay, so I didn't gain any strength, so... I guess my strength is still max. I'm just fat, too. "54% fat with 100% muscle." Alright, so I'm just fat. I need to quit eating. Alright. Need some Starbucks and a nap. Well, hell, those two things don't go together very well. In reality, yeah, I'm kind of fat in reality. I used to be super obese, like 2 or 3 years ago, but... Now I'm just a little bit overweight. Now I'm a little tubby. Oh, I haven't eaten? In real life, yeah. I mean, I can go like 3 days without eating if I really need to. I've actually, hell, I'm not gonna... When I was, with my first wife, a lot of the time, because, you know, there were times where I had to just not eat for almost a week. Those were fun. Those were fun times. It's alright, though. Gave me some discipline. There are times you can fast, and that's good. You actually think more clearly. And it's actually healthy for you to fast for long periods of time sometimes, especially when you're overweight. I mean, hell, I think at one point, once I got like, when I was actually super fat, or I was like obese, I used to fast like 3 days, and then only eat very lightly for about 3 days, and then fast 3 days again. And then I just went on the carnivore diet stuff, and I could just eat all the time, and I would still lose weight, but I'd also gain muscle.
What's up?
The cash is leaving Los Santos again.
I don't give a shit.
Let this one slide, man. Got too much shit on my plate.
What am I doing? There's a dude right there. Dude right here. We'll do this mission. And hell, those are... And those times of fasting aren't even like the religious fasts I've done. I'm not going to brag about those for how long they were. Even though I guess I just kind of did by accident, whatever.
Welcome to the Advanced Driving School. To pass, you must score bronze or higher in all 12 tests. To view a demonstration of each test, please use the TV over there. Passing a test will unlock the next test in the training program. You can come back and check your
Take care of
score
our
and
bodies.
take
That's a
new
way of
tests
life. Yeah,
anytime.
you should. You should also fast. Fasting is a part of taking care of yourself spiritually and physical. Oh no. I guess we're doing this. Hold W. What? Yeah, but an 8-hour fast doesn't actually do a whole lot. You don't really get any kind of benefits from fasting unless you do it for like at least 16 hours to a day. Oh my god, I can't stop. I have to... Shit. Alright, I think I got it. What is this? Shit. Pop and control. All right, well. Burn a lap. Well, shit. Shit. Oh, I didn't even stop. Okay, I don't like this. Fuck this. I don't know if that's like a main mission or what, but I ain't doing that right now. I need your car, dude.
I need that shit you drive.
Ooh, I'm probably going to do this mission and I'm probably going to be done for the night.
Easy, man.
Oh, I'm getting tired now.
Oh, upstairs.
Stupid ass motherfucker.
Come on, Birdstone. Come on, go, go, go. Come on, you can do it.
I'm Johnson. I'm here to see Woozy. I work with him.
Yeah, get the fuck out the way. Woozy, the blonde guy?
Of the boss's curse?
You mean he's blind as fuck?
Nah.
He's blind.
Yeah, no shit.
Blind. But we was just racing cars last week.
Yes, I know. He's blessed with unbelievable good fortune. And the triad that would do anything for him? We call him our lucky mole.
The fuck are you? Okay.
Alright. I keep that in mind.
Good.
Woozy!
Hello, Carl.
Hey, what's happening, Woozy? You know, how you doing?
Straight to the facts. I can't use your help unless I'm open with you about who I am and...
Steal another cop car?
Let me reintroduce myself. I am the boss.
I'll do it after
of the
this.
Mountain Plowboys.
Just so you can have someone steal a cop car for you.
Nice to meet you.
Likewise. Why don't you sit down? As Daidai-lo of the Triad, it is my responsibility to see that disputes are settled without damaging important business.
Where I come in at?
We shall see. I'm about to drop in on a local triad that failed to show face at the last Tong meeting. Come with me, and you'll see how we triad settle things without recourse to unnecessary violence.
Alright, I'll ride with you.
Alright, man, let's do this. I don't know why we wouldn't just resort immediately to violence. I mean, Force is pretty based.
We'll need a ride. Mine's getting some body.
Alright, good thing I stole this car. My bad, officer. That was totally your fault. Oh, shit. My bad, dude.
Thanks, man. Appreciate that. Okay, so what's all this talk of business?
Some small-time Vietnamese gangs have been making trouble lately. We're not sure why they're gaining any courage now, but I'm nervous about the situation. This is a place. Come on, it's this way. Now, where's that loose cop?
Oh no, come on, dude.
Just checking the, you know, shut up, Carl. This way.
Okay, can we do this? You're freaking the people out. Look, you're scaring the people.
Right here. We should be careful. Follow me.
Scaring the shit out of people looking for loose cobblestone, bitch. What the fuck are you doing? Yeah, you fucking retard.
What's wrong? You lost? You need a hand?
No, no. I was just, you know, getting the feel of the place. Stick close.
You're gonna want to increase your lung capacity.
Here. This way.
Pretty sure my lung capacity is maxed out.
Strange. This gate is
I'm just
usually
fat.
locked. Stick close.
Oh, man. Woozy.
What's got you so spooked?
I'm 100%
Sorry,
body
I see you
muscle.
lying down there.
My dude's just
They
fat
all are.
for no reason.
Blood feathers wiped out.
I don't even know how he got fat.
Forgive me. I was too scared to fight, so I hid.
Enough. What happened here?
Vietnamese surprised us. Cut us all down. Shit! Here they come again!
Yeah, so much for non-violence, huh? Damn, the Vietnamese look kind of like Americans.
The Triads must have vengeance.
Hold on.
Blood will run like wine.
Okay, chill out, dude. Shit. All right, I just killed a bunch of them. Is that all? You gonna hide there like a little bitch? Oh shit.
Now you better shut up.
Hell, Sewers, that was a sniper bullet.
Those are fucking easy. Why are you running around like a retard? Oh shit! Hold on, let me reload. Stop it. Need more ammo.
Quick, what you gonna do now? We got more company.
I'd be alright. It looks like my car. They steal my fucking car?
You drive. I'll send them back to the super.
Fuck you. See ya, bitch. Oh shit. Okay, well then do it, dude. Why am I trusting a blind dude to shoot these motherfuckers? Nah, we ain't trusting the blind dude. Where they at? Oh shit, okay. We got him.
That looked like the last of them.
Thank you, Carl. You saved me from having to kill them all myself. Stupid. Okay, let's get back to my place.
That was easy as fuck.
Where you going?
Jesus Christ, dude. There.
A token of the Tog's appreciation for what you did today.
Alright, we're going back to save, but I think I'm done for the day. Yeah. Yeah, I'm ready to go fucking lay down. All right, so I'm done. You know, remember what I said today. First Amender's gay. Independence is also gay. You guys have a good night.